This is an unorthodox and unconventional, but very effective method of healing. Neurostimulation has been my wheelhouse for like a decade, and it's blending alternating currents, direct current, and then hues of noise, pink noise, brown noise, something called biphasic vagus nerve stimulation. And so we look at the person and we say, oh, Cameron, Q, Z, P, R in all these different areas. And so we want to make sure we target it. And then this is going to want that, and that's going to want this, and it's going to want that. And this is going to be a double whammy. And so then it's building a protocol that's going to alter you in the way that you desire. Right. And so that stimulation, it's a cumulative build. It will take, on average, anywhere from 20 to 30 sessions. Some people it's 10 and some people it's more. Head injury, autism, those can take longer, for instance. So that's the nature of the work. We are treating the origin of the mental illness. We're addressing the origin as opposed to the symptom. So it's not just like a placebo. It's something that can actually be quantified. The analogy that I give to kind of quantify or classify neurostimulation is we have a hierarchy. At the very top is something called ECT. We don't do that. Electroconvulsive therapy. It's somewhat barbaric. It's old school. And it's a forced seizure, right? You've seen this on movies and things like that.
Sure.
Right? It's used for treatment-resistant depression, really bad depressive. You go down a level in transcranial magnetic stimulation, and that's a forced depolarization of the neurons underneath the magnet.
Sure.
So it's like a sledgehammer.
So you're using like magnets on the side of the brain, or like what is that?
It's usually one magnet. They might switch the pulse of the stem or the location of the magnet. So we have a stick of dynamite, we have a sledgehammer, you go down a level, and now we have an infinite bevy of tools of all different sorts. Just imagine your mind's eye, chisels and sounders, curly cues, I don't know, all different kinds of things. So with that level, if you know what you're doing, which is kind of one of the missions here, is to put people to know what to do, then we can take the Cameron brain and can beautifully meet it exactly where it is with exactly what it needs, because you are not cut and paste, right? You're a totally unique expression, and you are here with a very specific purpose in terms of, in my opinion, what you need to learn in this incarnation. So to meet that, really, with exactly what we can do to help take care of the things, the physiological expression of those discomforts, because, trying to tie this all together, physiological expression, logical, electrochemical expression of those discomforts, that's a hard thing to change, right? To change the psychology of it is one thing, but if the physiology of it doesn't change, it will pull the psychology back. It will pull the psychology back. Sometimes the psychological change is so profound that you can alter your expression. You can alter your physiological expression. I 100% think that we are fully capable of doing that as humans. I don't think we all really know how yet with our own tool. I don't think that we would be invented without that. But that's sort of the long and short of it, is that what we're doing is we're addressing exactly the way that you arrive with this really interesting set of tools. You go down a level and we have EMF, which is a bit of like an energy sink. Think about like a bat.
What is EMF?
And then there's light. What's that?
What is EMF?
Electromagnetic field. EMF. Yeah, EMF still got a bad rap. There's PEMF, and then stay away from EMFs.
So it's like utilizing like the actual electric field around you to help stimulate some sort of a change, I'm guessing?
Utilizing different frequencies. And so then that's where we get into frequency medicine. However woo it might sound, a lot of this is frequency medicine.
When we're talking about like a frequency, what do we actually mean when we're saying a frequency? Is it like hertz? Is it like what is it?
Yeah, no, it's hertz. Yeah, it's hertz. And frequencies like to work in harmony. And some profiles, I guess I should say all profiles, are going to respond to different frequencies differently, right? So you will have a natural proclivity given your profile. But I'm really good at. We're really good at when we work with neurofeedback. We know what those profiles are.
Yeah,
pretty soon, and everybody's going to know it. So
yeah, what I heard in all that is essentially like I come in, I've maybe had some psychological changes in one way or shape or form, and a lot of what the neurostimulation, whatever collective forms of it that you might be using, is helping like give the biology of it, if you will, like the nudge that it needs to like match the psychology of the person in a sense, or like the kind of the desired outcome.
You naturally are a match. Your psychology and your biology, your physiology and your mind, they're already merged, right? Of course. One is creating the other and the other is creating it. Makes
Hmm.
sense?
Yeah. So
So you
yeah.
come to me and you say, hey, uncomfortable thing I'm dealing with neurologically, right? It's in my brain. And my job is to fix it.
If my biology and my psychology are a perfect fit for each other, why bother doing neurostimulation? Why bother changing it if it's already a perfect fit?
Right? I said, what a great question. I mean, that is an interesting question. So if the person who felt that way, who was dealing with stuff, suddenly like arrived at that conclusion, they would probably take care of their own issue, like, right? Because it is a point of acceptance to say, like, why? But the short answer to the why is because you're uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Because you're uncomfortable and you're unhappy or whatever.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Are there any like dangers or risks to any of this stuff?
No, in short, if someone didn't know what they were doing, say that you had somebody come in with an epilepsy or a seizure disorder, you could certainly trigger that with the wrong frequency.
Hmm.
Right? And everybody who uses this equipment knows how to do that. If you're meeting that frequency of that discharge, whatever it looks like,
Yeah.
you could kick off a seizure. So I've never seen it happen. It's never happened in my practice. Yeah. The most common side effects are fatigue and
Hmm.
headache. And headache is a far, 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 far second to fatigue. So usually in the first handful of sessions, people will feel, just kind of like tired. Um, and a lot of people will sleep longer in the beginning. And we're pushing your system. We're pushing your system. We're consuming more glucose, more glutamate. We're putting your brain on a treadmill. And your brain is already an energy hog, right? But we're making it work. So yeah, you might be beat, at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
maybe or something.